That's right.
I did that myself. Someone just took a picture of me.
Look how sexy you look, bro. That mustache. Like, I don't know if I can be this close to you for an hour.
It's tough, man. It's powerful.
Can you guys see my hands? Down here? Okay, good.
Good. All right. We need to know where the line is.
Are you guys having a good time so far? How many of you guys are ready for another shower? Yeah. Yeah.
I was ready for another shower when I left the parking lot.
Yeah, as soon as I stepped out of Dubhead's house, I was like, can we go back in?
Welcome to Florida, man.
Right. It's a lot different than Washington.
Oh, yeah.
X-ray, how you doing, bud?
What's up, man?
If you're out there and you got nothing to do, come on in. Podcast Theater, Lootcast, starting in 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
The mustache is awesome.
Thank you, sir. My wife hates it, but
My wife would too.
everyone loves it, so if I gather enough support, I can probably keep it for her.
Don't hold your breath.
Her executive powers are still very powerful.
This mustache is going to take him to greatness.
It might. The new face of Twitch. Doctor, very respectful. Did I just kill you? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Attack and Magnum PI.
Right. Right. Did you drive here in a Trans Am?
No, an SUV, I don't fit there in that way anymore. Broke down. Minivan.
By show of hands, who knows what a Trans Am is in here?
Trans Am. Oh, yeah.
Both of you?
You
All right,
guys.
good.
You guys. Those are the coolest guys. Trans Am.
Right. Definitely. The question is, when does the mullet come back?
Oof. Everything comes back eventually, so
Yeah.
2027, 10 more years, we'll all be rocking it.
You guys want to hear?
Wait.
You guys want to hear a sad, true story? 10 years old, I had to have a mullet for a wedding, and it got permed. I'm surprised I recovered from that, to be perfectly honest.
Sometimes you have nightmares. You're a well-adjusted man.
Yeah, it's the medication.
Come on in, guys.
1 minute.
If you're outside and you hear my voice, come on in. Hi, Bree. Nice to see you. It's the Lootcast. N64 Josh.
Guardian Outpost
And we're starting in a minute.
is the player 2.
Player 2 today.
Yeah.
Shout out to Destinat.
Yes, Destinat.
We're live. We're live.
We're live.
We're
yeah.
live. Let's see if I can see you, chat. Mute. Hey, man. Rack, it's up here. Where's Rack? How dare she? I told her, hold it in.
All right.
All right.
It's 1:30.
Yes.
So, real quick, by a show of both hands, how many of you guys have heard of the Lootcast before? See how many more people
That
it looks
that
like?
does look a lot more people.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
guys.
Wow.
We appreciate that. So, this show basically starts with a little bit of improv. So,
Yeah.
Dave,
Uh-huh.
now you look nervous.
I'm very nervous.
Excellent.
Josh has had a surprise me for weeks. And I'm like, what's happening? Oh, you'll find out.
Well, I mean, look at this. Look at this stash. We've already mentioned he is my player 2 today. I just feel like it would be wrong if you didn't wear this, Dave.
Oh boy. Anybody want to go to my mansion? Why nobody want to play with me?
Have you ever sold vacuum cleaners? Because if you need some side work, man,
I got it. Sucks up ghosts and everything.
there you go, dude. There you go.
Ghosts.
So, guys, this show typically starts. It used to start with me. I had a recording of myself going, "The Lootcast starts now." But now we always have our guests do it. Well, guess what? You guys are our guests today. So I want you guys, as loud as you can, to say, there you go, clear your throats. As loud as you can. I'll count it down. It'll be go on one or go on go. What do you? Go on go. The Lootcast. And say it with the goofy like inflections. The Lootcast starts now. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
The Lootcast starts now!
Yeah, you guys nailed that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're gonna add more people in editing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, this is technically episode 104 of the Lootcast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. My co-host, Guardian Outpost,
Hello.
Destinot, who is in the Twitch stream right now, is usually my player 2. We miss you. Guys, tell Destinot you miss him real quick. Say I miss you really loud.
I love you!
There you go. See, they love you, buddy. Even though you're like the salt of the earth. We all, we all love you, bro. So, we're gonna have a little fun today. And we're gonna play the Guardian dating game.
Ew.
He's our contestant, right?
Wifey approved.
I didn't approve.
Wifey approved, I think. I think she approved. We'll find out here shortly. Oh, you know what I think I just did?
You just deleted your notes.
I think I just deleted my
We're
notes.
so professional here. Isn't it? It's the professional.
Hey, I got it back.
That's why we're up here.
Did you see that? I just
Bros.
did that little shake and it said undo trash notes. So
Yo, the shake still works in
the
the
shake still works.
That was like a major selling point.
There you
Shake
go.
it and
There you
it fixes
go.
your phone.
Pro tips right there. So, Guardian dating game. You ready?
I guess so.
Do me a favor. I want you to pull this hat down over your eyes.
All right, here we go.
There we go. All right. So, Guardian number 1. Human hunter. Enjoys long walks on the beach of Venus. In her free time, she's been making her way up the SRL amateur circuit. She makes a little extra glimmer on the side as a dancer and can't wait to level up her pole. If you're looking for a good time, she'll pop your golden gun.
Oh.
I don't even know what that means. What do you think of Guardian 1?
I want to know how big her shadow shot is. Does she like using quiver?
Moving right along. This Exo Warlock is most at home, roaming in the darkness alone. She identifies as an Exo emo, who's only happy when she's sad. Nothing annoys her more than being revived. If she wanted to come back, she would do it herself. If low self-esteem and dead orbit is your thing, she's your girl. Warning, there's a little asterisk here. It says, warning, all of her past relationships have ended in a Nova bomb. So, what do you think of Guardian 2?
I want to know about her tickle fingers. Is it electric?
It very, very electric. Guardian 3 is a female titan that loves life almost as much as she loves taking it. With an ELO higher than yours, she spends most of her time in the crucible. Killing and cuddling are her thing. Short arms make cuddling a challenge, but she gets it done. Her favorite saying is, if the love bubble's rockin', don't come a knockin'. Her only requirement for dating is that you have a fully leveled galley and a KD of 2.0 or higher. Whoa. What do you think of Guardian 3?
All I want to know is, does she like to smash? No.
So which one would you pick, Dave?
Oh man.
Guardian 1, the hunter, Guardian 2, the depressed warlock, or Guardian 3, the fitness titan?
Well, you know, it seems like the warlock would just keep me down all the time. Although I like warlocks, I love them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't go with her. The Titan seems a little too intense for me, so I looks like I'm gonna go with Lady Huntress.
So you realize you just made the warlock sad, and she's happy about it. So thank you.
I totally
for
did.
that.
Like, I hit everything.
Yeah, and now she's mad that she's happy. So
Yeah.
poor thing. Well, good news, Dave.
Yes.
You know who Guardian 1 is?
Who is that?
It's me, baby.
Yes.
No smooches. Your wife said no. All right, guys. So
I know I'd date Josh eventually.
it was bound to happen.
Bound to happen, this guy.
So we got typically the Lootcast is we talk about Destiny stuff. We talk with people from the community. It's like we want to get to know others in the community. We want to try to help promote and support and that kind of stuff. That's kind of the deal here. And so Dave and I go kind of way back, and we kind of just started working together and helping each other early on, real early on. And so we want to talk, how many of you guys are like content creators? How many of you guys stream? Raise your hand. How many of you guys do a podcast or YouTube videos or anything? There's a handful of you, so that's awesome. Raise your hand if you think it's one of the hardest things you've ever done to try to actually make it. Yeah.
That's almost everybody that raised their hands.
That's pretty much the same group that
The rest of you, lucky you, good job.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
GG.
So today we're going to talk about getting into content creation. Like, the fact that I'm up here with you guys right now is crazy to me. It absolutely blows my mind. When Kevin announced which podcasts were going to be here, the Lootcast was not on that list. He said, hey, we got a lot of submissions. We got submissions from a lot of great podcasts. And he said from the Lootcast and from the RezoCast. And the RezoCast is awesome. I was like, oh, we didn't get in, but he just said the Lootcast in front of 13,000 people. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was during an info jam.
Yeah, one of the info blasts. And so this microphone is going to drive me bonkers. It keeps wanting to rotate. And so that was it. Okay, we didn't get in. Just keep going, right? You can't let that kind of stuff get you down. You got to just keep moving forward. Well, fast forward 2 weeks from the announcement, I get a message from Kevin. Hey, can you guys come do the Guardian Con? I'm like, what? I'll do everything I can to get there. Everything, whatever I got to do. And then Destinat, who it's crazy, guys. I don't know if you don't listen. He got in a motorcycle. He got hit on his motorcycle, and basically walked away from it. And so, but during that time, he wasn't able to acquire any vacation time. So that's why he's not here with us today. He's taking his wife on a Star Wars cruise because he loves his wife for their anniversary. So I can't blame him for that. And this good guy here, he stepped up to the plate, and he's my player too today. So it's awesome. And since we've kind of just been working this together, we want to share with you guys about kind of doing the same thing. A lot of people go into content creation thinking it's like the Lone Ranger. They see one person has succeeded, and they're like, well, if they did it, I can do it. Well, yes, but it's how they got there. And do you guys ever, I mean, we've all watched like award ceremonies, right? You watch the Oscars, you watch any kind of award ceremony, and what do? They thank everybody that helped them get to where they are. It's never just them thanking themselves, or like, I'm here because I'm awesome.
Unless you're Matthew McConaughey, then you thank yourself.
You just drive around in like a Lincoln, like, I don't even know what he's doing with his fingers, but and so we want to talk about like getting into content creation, setting yourself apart, like really getting into networking a little bit, because everybody says you need to network, but is that like not the most confusing word you've ever heard, right? Like, how do you network and not look like a douche or anything like that? Like, it's about building relationships. We'll get into it a little further. We're also going to talk about managing expectations and then the definition of luck. All right. So, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, baby. What was it like when you first started streaming and you had your bots viewing you and your cat and your wife wondering what the heck you were doing?
Well, my wife had no idea. I told her, she had no idea what Twitch was, but I told her it's similar broadcasting. You know, I have a broadcasting background, and you know, I told her it's kind of like doing radio, but with video games. And I tried to show her what it was, and she didn't really understand it. I kind of went different. You talk about a lot of people started zero. I kind of started before I started streaming. I kind of like, to use a wrestling analogy, you know, if you want to debut a wrestler, they do a bunch of promos first and they introduce them. That's what I did on Twitter. I was like all over the place. Hey guys, I mean, it was the hashtag. If anybody remembers the hashtag, if you know of the hashtag, support smaller streams. I'm the guy that put those three words together, and that hashtag kind of blew up. And you know, I was doing that. I was supporting streamers. I wasn't even streaming was like in the back of my mind. And my wife, you know, she pushed me into doing it. A lot of people were telling me to do it. She gave me that final push. And I got lucky, you know, my first stream, you know, 20 people showed up. And that's rare. You know, a lot of people are like, that's rare to have 20 people in your first stream. And it was scary, you know. I've done broadcasting before. I've been on radio, live shows, all this stuff. You know, news, sports. But the video game audience is just a different audience, different people, and I was afraid. I really was. I was scared. But then, you know, luckily the game that I chose to stream had such a great community, and I got so comfortable like really quickly, and everybody kind of like embraced me because I was
sexy. That's
I was sure. Well, I mean, I didn't have a camera. At first.
We could tell from the voice, right?
It was just voice. Yeah, it was just
close your
voice.
eyes and listen to him talk.
It was just voice. Yeah, man. That's all it was. And people would come into the channel and be like, "Man, do you ever stop talking?" I'm like, "No, I don't have a camera, so I need to talk." And you know, a lot of people ask me, "Oh, how do you talk so much?" Like, well, I mean, it's just a thing that I do. Like, I do it on stream. I do it off stream. I do it everywhere, in the bathroom by myself, talking and just constantly talking. You know,
His wife is shaking her head.
My wife is just like, yes. I mean, we drove up here 2.5 hours. We didn't even turn the radio on. The radio was off. We just talked the whole way up. So
Did she talk back, or did you just talk?
No, it was a private show. I told her if she wanted to interject, she had to tweet at me, and then I could react to what she was saying. But you know, yeah. Well, now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so you know, it was more and more comfortable. I got with it. A lot of people ask me the question, you know, Dave, how do you talk so much? How are you able to do it? You know, now I do 6-hour streams. Again, we have a camera and all that good stuff, and I still keep going in and talk. It's just something I know how to do. It's easy to me. But I always tell people, you know, make an outline, write stuff down you want to talk about, look at the hot topics.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if streaming is your thing, you got to be able to talk. You got to be able to entertain, right? Because how many of you guys have explained Twitch to somebody before, and they're like, you watch somebody play video games?
Yeah.
You're like, well, yes, but I'm like with my friends, and like these are the people I want to hang out with in real life, but I can't, you know.
Yeah.
So like this is, but A lot
But
of
it's
people
more
don't
than
get
that.
it.
It's more than that. Twitch is way more than just playing video games. People see the end product, the green screen, the overlays, all that stuff. But there's so much that goes into it. Now, to answer your question, yeah, man, I was terrified the first time. Terrified the first time I turned on that microphone. Terrified the first time I put that camera up. I don't know how people were going to react. I heard so many stories of internet trolls and this and that. And I'm a guy with relatively thick skin, and very thick skin, so it takes a lot to bother me. But that was really I was on edge. I was like, how are people going to react to me? What are they going to think of all this stuff? And everybody goes through it, you know what I mean? And we all have those insecurities where we're like, what are people going to think of me? What I look like? What I sound like? But you really just gotta shape that. Just go and don't worry about it. It takes a lot of courage to stream. Even if you stream in front of 5 people, it's still very courageous. So terrifying. But then eventually you just get more comfortable. You forget the camera's there. You pick your nose on stream all the time. All the time. I used to like, hold on, guys. Now I'm in the middle of the stream. Yeah, I gotta kill this guy. Eventually, you just get so comfortable, you have no idea. You just forget the camera's there. So.
Well, I don't know if that's the tip you want to take away from this, as far as picking your nose on screen. I mean, we're going to talk about getting your niche or whatever. But it is more than just playing video games in front of people, right? It's all about the talking. And I mean, probably most of us in here that know this guy, we've got to see him go from playing in it. Wasn't it in a closet even?
I was streaming on a recliner from my Xbox. It's the poorest of internet ever.
Yeah.
And the first time he invited me to another podcast he used to do, I did the podcast from inside my closet. Because I was the only spot in my house that was quiet enough that wouldn't make any echo. So I did a spot to do it in, and I did it from my closet. And it was hot in there. There was no air conditioning vent, so I had to take my shirt off because I was sweating profusely. I'm like, thank goodness there's no camera. This guy would not see me. And I told him that story months later, that I actually did it from inside my closet.
Yeah, and that's what's, I mean, it's crazy, right? You don't know, I had no idea, but he's like, he wanted the opportunity. I was a part of a show that was getting a ton of downloads, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna do a cross promotion, I'll record on I'll do half the episode for your channel, you'll do the other half on mine. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And he had to strip down into his closet so that he could get it to work, but we just did it, and that's, you just have to do it. It has been I'm going to focus a little bit more on you though, okay. If you don't mind. It's been a complete pleasure watching this guy just keep grinding, right? I mean, how many times did you apply for a partner with Twitch?
13 times.
Yeah.
13 times.
That's 12 times hearing no, right? That's hard. That's being able to deal with that disappointment. That's being able to manage the expectations that we're kind of getting to.
A lot of content creation is dealing with disappointments because you make this great video. Let's say you're a YouTuber. You make this great video. Oh man, look at this montage of me getting, 10 kill streaks. Oh man, it's great. And you edit it. You make it nice. You put great music. You put all this stuff and you put it up. And weeks later, 30 views. And you gotta deal with the fact that only 30 people watched it. But also be grateful 30 people watched it, you know what I mean? So also be grateful that 30 people watched it. But a lot of content creation is dealing with disappointment and learning to deal with that, because now that a lot of people are getting their affiliation button, their sub button, affiliates are getting their sub buttons, they're gonna see, they're gonna have to manage different disappointments. There's a lot of it. However, when things are running high though, it's great. So when things if you're streaming and you're getting tons of viewers, enjoy it, because those moments are few and far in between. And then there's gonna be moments when you're like, man, what am I doing? There's nobody coming. Everybody's unsubbing, And when you deal with that part, the part where no one's coming to the stream, or you're getting less viewers than you normally get, or you're losing subs, when learning how to deal with that part is really to make a strong streamer, strong content creator, strong YouTuber.
Yeah, I mean, I think going into it, especially when you're starting out, you're thinking there's like this end result, right? Like this, and that's not the case. Like even with the sub button when you first got it, it's like now I get to work harder.
Yeah.
Right. I just got my sub button being an affiliate. Like
I find motivation everywhere. You know, yeah, it's great. I'm up here. I'm doing this podcast. Yeah, it's great. I was on the charity stream for 2 years in a row. Awesome. I'm a feature contributor. That's cool. But I still walk around this convention and I see Broman with like a long line with 100 people. Dado, Mr. Fruit, you know, Triple Ray. They all have these long lines, and I'm telling my wife, one day, there'll be a long line waiting for me. So I still find motivation. You gotta find motivation always, no matter where you get. Like, don't think, oh, I got a sub button, it's all good. I'm gonna be awesome now. But then, you know, it's great. You know, some of these things are great, and you get reality checks. You know, I walk around like it's not bad because I can like kind of sneak around. It's kind of cool, but it'd be great one day if there's like a long line waiting to meet Dorian Outpost.
I'd be at the front of the line.
You better be. Maybe right next to me. I mean, yeah, exactly. So you gotta find that motivation everywhere. Even once you accomplish one thing, it's the next thing you gotta get. So maybe one day I'll have a long line waiting for me. Maybe one day I'll be able to raise $93,000 in 4 hours, like Mr. Fruit did. You know. And although, I mean, if you think about it, me and Mr. Fruit together, we raised $100,000, so it's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad
That's
at all.
awesome. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool, and I mean, that's the thing with this. You don't know where you're going to be next year, but you know you're going to be further along if you keep working at it, and that's what you have to keep doing because, like, do you guys ever hear the movie King Kong Returns? Like like show of hands, who remembers that? So like, not very many of you.
You guys like bad movies.
So, and I promise you, this has a point. How many of you guys have heard The Legend of Bagger Vance? Like either the book or the movie?
Oh.
Okay, a lot more people.
We all like bad movies.
Well, that book did very well. The author wrote both of those movies. The same guy did both those movies. And he went to the movie theater, and he's like, the kid behind the counter, he's like, hey, like how's King Kong doing? The guy goes, miss it, man, it sucks. And he's like, what? You know, like, they had big actresses in this, big actors, and it tanked, right? And so he gets bummed out. He gets into like pity party mode, goes and talks to one of his writing buddies, and he's like, you stepped into the ring, did you not expect to get hit? Like, just get back to work. Like, that's it, just get back to work. We may have those highs, we may have those lows, we gotta just keep working. You gotta keep working. And we've mentioned managing expectations, right? If you don't manage your expectations, you can pretty much just like open the door for depression to come in and hang out. And whether you like hate your current job or you know, can't figure out why you're not growing faster or whatever it is, you need to have the mindset that this is a daily grind. And as you keep working, every little bit is going to be progress. You know, he mentioned like maybe you only have 20 people. You know, probably some of us in here would be like, I would kill to have 20 people every time I turned on my stream, right? Maybe you have 3. Understand that those 3 people, those 5 people could be doing anything else and they're watching you.
And don't just be like, oh, I got 5 people, I want 10. No, think about those 5 people. Create relationships with them, you know, get to know them. You know, I gotta be reminded right here, P92 LOL, you know, I one time called him my basement dweller. Oh, he's a prisoner of mine, he lives in my basement. You know, flew across the pond to come in. So create relationships, you know. If you got 3 viewers, oh man, it's great. Get to know each one of them, because those people are going to bring you more people. You know what I mean? You get to know someone and you genuinely care about them. You know, for the bigger streamers, it's harder. You know, they got lots of viewers, so
But they all had to start.
But they all had to start.
They all had to start somewhere. And building that community is like the most fun I'm having on Twitch right now. Like the past 6 months, I've really started taking streaming more seriously. And now there's a regular community of people, and I see a lot of them out here. I love every one of you guys. Like, it's not just about like a number. Like, I look forward to seeing when your friend is watching, and I won't call them out. I'll wait till they say something. But that's literally what it is. It's a friend, and it's humbling, right? Because I mean, you're talking about competing with Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and just people sitting on social media.
And other websites, you know what I'm talking about. Looking at you guys, you know.
I see children, let's not name it.
Yeah. Other sites. But no, create those relationships. Like my viewership's a lot bigger now than it was before, but I still could tell you stories about more than half of my viewers about their lives and their jobs and all their stuff, and if I continue to grow, when I continue to grow, it's gonna be harder and harder to do that, but I'll always try to keep that connection. You gotta connect with people.
Yeah, and I think with Twitch, you're gonna have a greater connection than anything else, right? I mean, I do a lot of podcasts, and so that's more like me talking into people's ears versus the one-on-one that Twitch is, right? Where I remember when I committed to start streaming, as often as possible. Maybe it's daily, whatever. And one guy, I don't even know if he's working 12 hours today, but USMC Drummer was the one guy when I first started that was consistent. He was in there every time. And we talked about some deep stuff, stuff that he was going through, and it works because there's no one else there. Just the connection is unreal.
And what that guy's gonna do, he's gonna tell a friend about you.
Yeah, and now he started streaming, and now he's starting to.
But then that guy will tell another friend about you, then they'll bring you another person. So if you got 5, each one of those people will bring another and another. That's how community grows. So, a lot of people always come up to me, Dave, how to get more viewers? Dave, how to get more followers? And I tell people, it's not about viewers or followers. It's about your content and your community. Yeah. What is but?
It's the hat speaking.
It's the hat speaking. Put out good content, foster a good community, and people will come. That's it. People don't want just some guy looking for viewers. I'm looking for viewers.
So Dave, for starting out, you got on Twitter.
Yes.
And you started interacting with people, right? Just following people. People would follow you back.
I followed everyone that had Destiny in their profile. Literally everybody. Yeah. Everybody that had Destiny in their profile.
Okay, so to get started, go and follow a bunch of people on social media. Interact with those people, right? Be positive. What we said talking about, managing your expectations, all that stuff. When stuff's not going your way, it's easy to get negative, right? And the other thing that's easy for anybody to do in any kind of situation is to compare yourself to somebody else. You focus on you, right? Don't focus on, because they could be comparing themselves to someone, and you can play this game forever, and it's unhealthy. You focus on you. You grow your channel. It's like a boxer in the ring, like I mentioned with that guy.
People do their own thing, and don't get mad if your friend is doing better than you.
No, be happy for him.
Yeah.
Be happy for him, because when it comes to networking, right? This guy he exploded, and I was like, man, I'm really glad that I'm his friend, because now he'll raid my channel, right? Now I go into his channel, he says, hey guys, go follow Josh, right? We both started out at 0, and you just gotta work your way up and keep those relationships.
Let's get into networking. You want to talk about networking. Networking is a fancy word for friendship.
Yeah.
It's just a fancy word for friendship, man. We're not lawyers. We're not, other professionals that we need to network and all that stuff. Make friends, I'll be honest. I got a lot of good opportunities because I became friends with a guy named K-Magic 101. I met K-Match Before I even started streaming, I met Kevin. He invited me to an old podcast he used to do. This was, Kevin still living in Long Island, Kevin, getting 5 viewers a stream, Kevin, He wasn't friends with golf, wasn't friends with anybody, only his own friends. I don't want to make it seem like he was a lonely loser. He was a lonely loser, that Kevin. So I met this guy, K-Magic 101, and one day he was in my channel, and I randomly go, hey, who wants to play football with me on Super Bowl Sunday? And he said, I will. And we did a multi-stream on Super Bowl Sunday a couple years ago. We played Madden, and we were just friends, He was Kevin, I was David. We talked a lot on Twitter, still talk a lot on Twitter, and then he became Kevin. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, he's Gump's friend. He's setting up this great convention that we're at. And he's doing all this stuff, and that friendship helped me. I'm not gonna lie. Kevin got me a booth last year here at Guardian Con. And featured content creator. I didn't think I was going to be a featured content creator this year, but he was I didn't think I was going to be on the Destiny Guardian Con charity stream. I had no idea. Through that friendship that helped me, but I wasn't just resting on my laurels at all. Well, I'm friends with Kevin, so it's I still had to put out good content. I still had to do a good stream. If Kevin's going to endorse me, he's going to endorse someone that's good. You can't just be like, well, I'm friends with such and such, and they got 1,000 subs, so I'm good. Well, why are they going to, they can still be your friend, but if you're putting out, crappy content, they're not going to help you, So I love you, Josh, but your stuff is...
I just suck.
Your stuff sucks, so get better, and then, so, I don't just like, oh, I'm friends with Kevin, I'll get everything. No, I still put out the good content, and I still do the good stuff, and even before I was friends with Kevin, Roman knows me, Bob knows me, everybody, we put out the good content, and everybody thinks, if you're a streamer in here and you stream Destiny, and you think, oh, I only average 5 viewers, these guys, everybody knows who you are, especially if you've been doing it for a long time, The guys at the top pay attention to everybody, even those all the way at the bottom. So don't think that the people at the top don't know who you are, because a lot of people are like, oh, they don't know who I am. Nobody knows who I am. People know who you are, especially if you've been doing it for a while, and they sniff out the good content. Sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, like with Kevin, that guy, I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it wasn't for him. There's no question about that.
We owe everything to Kevin. All hail Kevin.
Yeah,
all hail Kevin.
We love that guy. And but I asked him to come onto this podcast. Shortly after GuardianCon posted that stuff was going to start happening, I reached out to the channel and said, hey, do you guys need help with anything, like with a website or anything like that? And I don't even know who I talked to on that Twitter account. I have no idea. But shortly after, I started talking with Kevin, and we followed each other, and then I said, hey, do you want to come on our podcast? And he told us after the fact, I usually don't do that kind of stuff, but I just decided to, right? He took a chance on us, right? And so the point is, don't be afraid to ask people with larger audience than you. You may get rejection. You've got to just be prepared for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at that guy. Can we just give him a hand real quick?
He heard his name.
Yeah. We love that guy. And we sat and talked after our show and connected on so many more levels than just Destiny and gaming. And I love you, Kevin.
Kevin, thank you.
You know what? When he came on the show, I went,
Hi, Kevin. I'm your biggest fan.
That's excellent. He's lurking.
He's gonna throw something at me.
But that doesn't mean be friends with people, friendship, that's what it's all about, and Josh mentioned, thanking lots of people. Yeah, I could run down names of people that helped me get there. Josh is one of them, definitely my wife. I met for the first time yesterday Mike, but I've known Mike forever. I finally got to meet him. He helped me out. He helped me out as well. So many people got me out, helped me out there. And it was all through friendships. And you talk about if you don't ask, you'll never know. You know what I mean? I was doing this tiny podcast back in the day before I started streaming. I was doing this tiny podcast and would get, you know, maybe 100 listeners, maybe. And I'm talking about like a podcast that'd be there forever. 3 months later, 100 listeners. Yeah! So I just reached out to a guy named My Name is Mike. Hey, I'm doing this podcast. He said yes. I didn't think he was going to say yes. He said yes. And so he helped me out. So genuine friendships, you know, people can sniff out the ones that, you know, that want to ride coattails. So, you know, genuine friendship with this guy. I got friendships with a lot of people that are in here, you know, around the thing. So, people, networking is a scary word. Oh, scary. But it's just being friends with people, man. You know, just be friends. And that's why, you know, Goth says the word networking, but he uses the word friends a lot. And I use the word friends a lot. And a lot of us use the words friends a lot. So, you know, it's all about, you know, being friends and helping each other out, because we're not competing against each other, you know? You guys aren't my competition, I'm not your competition. You know, we're all in this together.
And it's those friendships, like, I've messaged this guy, like, bro, I'm done. Like, this isn't working.
He was retiring.
Like, I'm done. I'm just gonna throw in the towel. And he's like, whoa. Like, what? Like, just take a few steps back, take a deep breath, you know. But you'll get to that point. If you don't manage those expectations correctly, then you're like, by my calculations, I should be at like 497,000 followers by now, based on what happened last week. And I'm only at, I think I lost followers, you know. So what's up with that?
Oh yeah, one day you'll be like, oh my God, 55 followers. All right, bust out the calculator. By September, I'll be at 1 million. No, there'll be one day 55, there'll be one day -7. And there'll be a lot of -7 days for real. So, you know, it's just, man, I keep harping on this, but it's really important. Content. Good content.
Well, what is good content? Give us a great example. He's like, oh.
Twitch.tv/Guardian Outpost is good content. Right here.
Right there, baby.
Good content. Just whatever you're passionate about. You gotta be passionate about it. Don't be like, well, I'm good at trials, so I'm just gonna send people to the lighthouse. But if you're not passionate about it, no one's gonna care. You know, you just should be sitting there sending people to the lighthouse. They don't care. Find your passion. You know, if you love doing patrols, do it. You'll be the best patrol stream out there as long as you're showing passion. You know, confidence and passion is good. Is what people want to see, man. You know, and confidence will take you a long way. Passion will take you a long way. People see that you're passionate about it. I'm not the best player, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. I'm good when I'm offline. When I'm offline, I'm great. But when I'm streaming, I'm barely get a kill sometimes. People have to barely, you know, drag me through rage, but they see the passion in me. They hear the confidence in my voice, and that's what draws people to me. So, you know, good content is what you're passionate about. So don't just do something that someone likes. So someone else, just because one guy has 500 viewers to raid carries, doesn't mean that's your cup of tea. You know what I mean? Don't sell your soul just to, you know, get those viewers and get those followers. Do what you're passionate about, because if you're passionate about it, you will love doing it every day. You know, eventually, what you're not passionate about, and I keep saying the same word, yes, hammering it in, you'll get tired. You're gonna wake up one day and be like, oh, another trials, man. I just want to patrol.
Said no one ever.
I love patrols. #1 patrol carry right here, man. I got you.
Okay, that's good. I'm just gonna sit back and let you do everything. I'll collect the spin medal.
I'll get the spin medal for you. I'll show you all the spots.
So, some of you may be asking, like, well, what is my niche? What is my deal? Like, what, you know, how can I find that thing that he's talking about? Well, he gave the answer, and it's, you got to do what you're passionate about, right? I love Destiny. I love the community. I mean, right now we are at a family reunion that we all want to be at. It's crazy. right? That's a very rare thing to want to be at a family reunion. But that's how I view this. Like, all of you guys that are sitting here, people, I mean, I love this. I love just seeing faces that I see on Twitch on a regular basis. It's amazing. But, and it's a welcoming community, but there's a lot of Twitch streamers. Yeah, for a dead game, it does all right.
Game's so dead.
You know, there's a lot of streamers, there's a lot of YouTubers, there's a lot of people making content for this game. So what is going to separate you from somebody else? Well, like he said, you need to be passionate. You've got to have that passion so that you can keep that drive going, right? If it's trials, cool. I do a Destiny podcast, but guess what? I play the game right now maybe once a month, maybe twice a month.
Whoa, really? Unsubs, unfollows.
Right, there, he just left. Bye, Luigi. Love you. Can I have my hat back?
Mic drop.
And I've started, I mean, look, my name's N64 Josh. I love Nintendo games, right? I always have. And so I started just playing what I was passionate about. And my streams end up with more people in them when I play Nintendo games. I played Metroid from 1987. And the world record holder of like 12 world records in Metroid for speedrunning was the only other channel going and rated me when he was done. And it was crazy. We were the only two people streaming. And now, you know, I met this guy, I'm basically in the presence of greatness, right? Like this guy, like, I went back and watched him stream and I was like, dude, you gotta come on my Nintendo podcast and talk about this because it's amazing, right? But here's this world record holder with like 60 followers on Twitter, right? Like, yeah, he's pulling in decent numbers on Twitch and just killing it. Go where you're going to be happy, right? Because none of us like listening to people complain about Destiny, correct?
No.
Right? Nobody likes it.
And a lot of times I've seen a lot of examples of people, they're playing Destiny just because they see how many people are partnered, how many people are getting viewers, and then they move on to other games that they actually like, and then they kill it. You know, I can think of this Spazzy Prof. You know, she retired recently. We miss her. But she was frustrated with Destiny. She went to Fallout and boom, partnership, 300 viewers, 400 viewers, and the smile came back on her face. And my boy right here, David to Hell, he was playing a lot of Destiny, was frustrated, went to Borderlands, killing it, about to get partner as well. So it's all about finding your passion. It doesn't have to be Destiny, it can be anything. It could be anything. It could be cooking, if you're a good cook. You got creative streams, music, you know, sewing.
And that's the thing, it's creative, right? Like that's what this is. You as a streamer, you're an entertainer, right? As a podcaster, it's entertainment, it's maybe somewhat informative, but it's like listening to talk radio, right? And you connect with those people that way. So, on Monday night, I suck at writing resumes, right? And I talked about this on the Loopcast earlier in the week. But like, there's people sitting out here right now. Jimmy Pike is smiling. I said, you know what, stream? I suck at writing resumes. So I'm gonna open up a Google Doc that you guys can edit. And I posted the Google Doc, that's all we watched, was my Google Doc. And literally chaos ensued, but when we were done, 3 hours later, my resume looks better than it ever has. And what that has given me the idea to start doing, I play music. So I'm going to set up like some simple documents with some simple lyrics, and I'm gonna have Twitch help me write songs. And I'm gonna grab my guitar, and we're gonna sit and play guitar, and who knows, maybe it'll turn into a Twitch album. I have no idea, right? But I mean, we were literally crying writing this resume from laughing so hard because somebody would type something and then somebody else would delete it, and then they would go down in like all caps, stop deleting what I'm typing, right? Like they're fighting with each other. It was hilarious. And so, you know, it may not necessarily be that your niche is just in Destiny. We would recommend finding a community to be a part of until you can kind of start growing your own, and then you can, you know, you can do your own thing. I mean, there was one night, a Thursday night, I'm sitting there just streaming Destiny, having a good time. I think I had 7 viewers. Pope Bear and the Destiny Community Podcast decided to raid me when they were done. 1,300 people. And I was like, I'm out. Like, I literally went deer in the headlights because I'm like, I'm not entertaining enough for this many people. What are you guys all doing here, right? But it was that night that has brought regulars to my stream. Like from that happening, there's been people that have consistently come back, right? And it was just being there, being part of the community. I love Pope Bear. We connected via Twitter, you know, and just had conversation, you know. Use social media to your advantage. Social media is not about you posting when you're live only. It's about being in a conversation. It's about being social, right? And don't be creepy.
Tweet
right?
constantly, constantly,
don't
always.
Be creepy. Yeah, we tweet
Always.
We tweet a lot.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Spam it. That's what Twitter's made for. Facebook, no. Instagram, don't do that much. But Twitter, just spam constantly because you got to be active. Think about it. Twitter goes by so fast.
A tweet, and this is an old statistic, lasts about 15 minutes, and then it's gone.
Maybe. That's old.
And that was an old stat. It's probably less now.
And people follow like 500 minimum.
People follow thousands of people. Like, your tweet's not even going to be seen. So you're better off with Twitter getting in there and joining the conversation. You know, who can you talk to? Maybe somebody's too busy, they don't reply back. Maybe somebody else does. Like, don't assume anything on social media, because when we text, we always read into the text, right? We always read some kind of tone
What
into
does
it.
that smiley face mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Wait a minute. She sent a donut emote. I don't know what that means.
So, join the conversation, right? Just get into the conversation. Like I said, maybe you strike up a conversation and people reply. Maybe they don't. You just don't know. Don't give up. Just keep pressing on. Keep pressing on. Keep staying in the conversation, and you know, utilize things like Periscope and Instagram and that kind of stuff. I'll go live on Periscope before my Twitch stream goes live, just because a live video shows up in Twitter, and that's more interesting than just a tweet that says I'm live and here's my link, right? The name of my Periscope stream will be going live on Twitch in 10 minutes or whatever, just to because the ultimate goal is to get people to the stream. Instagram's weird, like you get in that and it's like, we're trying to get more, and then you're still like,
I'm not good looking enough for Instagram. I go on Instagram, I'm like, damn. And that's just the food.
Hey.
I'm not even talking about the ladies. I'm like, damn. My wife's like, what are you looking at? Look at this. Meatball ricotta. My God. My goodness.
You need to do Instagram now with that stash, bro.
Yeah, no, I've actually been doing a lot of Instagram lately.
I hope you do a lot more.
It's funny, yeah. I've been trying.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I will, don't worry. Meatball ricottas all day.
Before this convention's over, she will love the mustache.
She will. I mean, it's been a hit. I mean,
We should
mustache
name it
is-
after her.
Yeah. There you go, babe. Saucy.
It would be like cutting off part of you if he shaves it.
There it is.
So,
She was horrified. I mean, I remember the day I did it. It's funny because I streamed from, I don't know if you did it, Rex's house, where I did the Destiny, when I did the Guardian Con stream. I did it from her house because my internet crashed. And again, I want to thank Rick for stepping up and seeing a friend. See a friendship I created. That's what it's all about, creating
yeah,
friendship.
give it up for
Right.
that.
And, she lives 20 minutes away from me, and my internet was not working, and I'm like, I don't want to miss out on this opportunity to raise money for St. Jude, because I went to St. Jude in April. And I called Rick, well, I didn't call her, Discord. It all goes down to the Discord, her and I. And I Discord her and I said, hey, can I stream from your channel tomorrow? And she's like, yeah. She sees it as no big deal. She has no idea how huge that was. And so I did it from her house. And so I did the whole shaving thing. And then I went to go pick up my wife. She was at a doctor's appointment. She needed me to pick her up. And as soon as I get in the car, it was like this. I'm like, what? It's still me.
But it's not.
She was so horrified. I think she said the word no 75 times. No, 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 no. That was the whole car ride home. No, no.
Was that on the way here
No,
too?
on the way here,
It's
too.
just nothing but no the whole time?
Well, yeah, 'cause I kept talking and talking, and she kept saying, no, no, stop talking. No. Want to listen to some music? No. Yeah, so, yeah. So, yeah. But it's been a hit. Listen, I was driving up here going, I still horrify myself every once in a while. Look at the mirror and go, oh my goodness, jeez. Because I've had a beard. I've had a beard for, you know.
Since you were like 11,
Since last
right?
year. I actually came here last year completely shaven. I had nothing. So then I grew that beard and I haven't shaved it since. And then yeah, so I got used to myself having a beard. And then every time I look at it, I'm like, oh man, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's,
I literally hide chins in here. That's why.
oh my God, my beard hid so much shade. There was so much shade under that beard. And then when I shaved it, I'm like, oh my goodness. The cockroaches are scurrying right now. And it was so bad. But it's been a hit. I'm surprised how much. I mean, everybody loves it. And, you know, she loves it. For now. I'm sure she hates it, but she's giving me a 2-week trial. We're gonna
Did she keep the receipt then? Was she gonna like get a return, like be able to return it?
yeah, man. 2-week trial, kind of like Hulu. So,
Well, guys, we're about to wrap this thing up, but if we could just encourage you, if you're getting into content creation, or you're just starting out, or you're in the thick of it, it doesn't seem like things are going as well as you want, just keep pressing on, right? My DMs are open. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll try to get you on this show. I'll do what I can to help you, because that's what we're about. We're about a family. I'm not kidding when I say that.
yeah, and network with people your size. And by your size, I mean, let's say you're a YouTuber with 1,000 subscribers or less. You know, get in touch with another person with 1,000 or less. And talk to them. Or you're a Twitch streamer with 20 viewers or less. Talk to someone else with 20 viewers or less. Don't immediately just jump up and be like, hey, look at Bud White, let's network and let's be friends. You know, it's gonna be tough to by the way, BW, excuse me, it's not Bud White anymore, it's BW. You know, network with people around your size, you know, around your thing, and help each other out. You know, I have a panel tomorrow, a little self-promotion, where it's going to be the network. You know, the network, we all got together, we're all partnered, my partnered streamers, we got together, we helped each other out. So that's what it's all about. You know, don't ever be afraid to reach out to other people. You know, I see my stream is like a great place. I always tell people, you know, follow everybody on my channel. A lot of people come to my channel, they're streamers themselves, and it's a great place to network. But before we end, I know Kevin will kick us out if we go over, but we gotta talk about luck, because you wrote luck there, and luck is a huge factor. And don't get me wrong, you need luck. You need it. You need it. I mean, you need to get lucky. I'll tell you a story. Professor Broman was the first channel I ever watched. A friend of mine introduced me to Professor Broman, and I was amazed by his channel. I was amazed by Twitch. I was amazed by everything. And he got married last year. Last year he got married. And he was going on his honeymoon. He was looking for guest streamers to stream on his channel. And randomly, out of the blue, someone tweeted out, hey, Captain Twaz is making Broman's new logo live on Twaz's channel. I went to Twaz's channel. There was 20 viewers here. And I just said, hi, Captain Twaz. I got a DM, I got a whisper from Professor Broman. And he's like, hey, bro. Hey,
The whisper
bro.
came out just like that.
Hey, bro. Because that's how I thought. Hey, bro, you want to get stream on my channel? And I was blown away. I was at work at the time. I had a job at the time. And I did one of these. Yeah, bro, man, I'll do it. Sounds good. And I got on Roman's channel, and I gained so many friends from that channel. It was amazing. And then there was another thing of luck, because I've had so much luck along the way. StackUp.org. If anybody knows what StackUp.org is, they're kind of like Extra Life. They were just starting their charity stuff. I met them at PAX South. I met their CEO. Yeah, we're starting this thing. If you want to get in on it, I'll get you in. This was Valentine's Day 2016. Valentine's Day 2016. I was doing a charity marathon for them, with them. I was doing 4 hours. And I start my stream on my channel. And all of a sudden my viewership just starts going up and up and up and up and up. And I whisper with my bots, oh crap, I think I'm getting view botted. And like, hold on, we'll check it out. And I'm like, guys, I'm getting view botted. I'm gonna have to end stream or whatever. Somebody whispers me, you're on front page. What? You're on front page of Twitch right now. What? And I was on front page of Twitch, just some random guy that I met. And now StackUp is huge. They're huge now. And I was on front page, and I think I got that day like the most followers that I ever had. And first time 1,500 viewers. It was crazy, and I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on front page. And the energy from being on front page, it was crazy. We raised so much money for the military. We're raising money for the military, and it just got lucky. It was our boy Mulehorn. Mulehorn was the guy introducing me to Steve, and after that I go, Steve, you didn't tell me I was going to be on front page. Oh, did I forget to tell you? You were going to be on front page. And one more story to make it a nice little trifecta. Again, and this one involves Kevin. Geez, ears are going to be burning. Kevin was going on New Year's Eve. He was going to back home to New York, and New Year's Eve was his day to be on front page of Twitch. And he just DM'd me. He just sent me, he DM'd me. He's like, hey man, I can't do my front page on Twitch on New Year's Eve. You want to do it on my channel? I go, yes. 5,000 viewers. So it was nuts because, and dumb luck, man. So luck is a huge factor. Yeah. Luck is a huge factor, but again, hard work, putting out good content, that stuff's gonna come. But don't forget, luck is huge. You need luck in content creation. You need it. And the only way you're gonna get it is by Josh's definition of luck.
Yeah, and it's not my definition. I don't even know who came up with it. I was listening to a podcast, and they gave the definition of luck, and they said it's where persistence and opportunity meet, right? And if I had thrown in the towel when I was messaging Dave, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna throw in the towel. I would not be sitting here right now in front of you guys, right? So you don't know what will come your way while you're working at this. So I'm not going to say, hey, you're guaranteed to do this full time. Nobody knows who's gonna make it, who's not gonna make it. But if you know that you're working hard and you're networking and you're working with other content creators and you're building your network team, stuff can happen. Stuff can happen. So, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys,
for being here with us live. We love you. Thank you.
Love.
Guardian Outpost, yes. Luigi, Player 2.
Yes, Luigi.
Tell all the places where people can find you.
All over the internet. Twitch.tv/Guardian Outpost, of course. Twitter, Guardian Outpost. Instagram, Guardian Outpost. OkCupid, Guardian Outpost.
Farmers Only.
Yeah, Guardian Outpost everywhere. I stream every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'm moving my streaming setup now to my wife's office. Something I kind of wanted to talk about. A little bit. I know we're kind of over here. I'm moving my streaming setup to my wife's office, and I can't wait because, you know, another thing that people talk about streaming is you're like your home kind of becomes your office, and you get kind of this. You start getting this resentment about your house. So I'm like really excited to have actually a commute to go to my stream. I'm to wake up, actually might shower, and then drive. Because there's other people in that office, so I'm gonna have to like smell good. And so I'm excited about that, and I'll report you guys out. Great, I think it's good or bad.
Awesome, guys. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch and everything at N64Josh. I'm the owner of thelootcave.com. It's a gaming website, and we're always looking for contributors. So if you want a way to promote your stuff while creating content for a site, hit me up because we'll find a spot for you. So thank you so much, guys in the stream. Thank you for being here with us, and we'll see you guys around. Thank you.
Bye, guys.